Ramble ASMR. My name is Nick, and today's video is focusing on how I got attacked by dogs. So I'll just jump into it. And this is a new microphone. Just for right now, my Yeti's not working, but I'll jump right into the story. So, back in 2020, in fall, which is a couple years ago, I moved to LA. There's actually a video, I'll link it right here, where I discuss why I moved to LA and everything. But yeah, so I was working on a show. It was called Shameless. I don't know if you know it. It was on Showtime, and I was working. I was like a COVID PA for them, and we were in Lincoln Heights. It was in October. I think it was actually October 13th, a Friday. It's notorious if you stay with me, but like, Friday the 13th are usually really important days for me. I don't know if you have those, but for me, it's either something really good happens or something bad. It's usually good. Something usually memorable happens, and I think this was on one of those. Or maybe it was November 13th. Okay, either way, it was one of those. So it was on a Friday, and we were in Lincoln Heights. So I don't know if you've ever been to LA. If you have, they're great. If not, I'll explain it to you. LA is massive. It is just really wide. There are a lot of different boroughs. There's like Beverly Hills, which is really nice. You have Hollywood, which is well known. But a little grungy, and then you also have like kind of the projects and the ghetto areas and stuff. So we were filming for Kev and V's exterior of house, which is like kind of like a not so nice area. So we were in Lincoln Heights, which is not so nice. But anyways, we were in between filming, and so I was walking from set, which was like on a street, and catering, which was like in a school's parking lot. And I was walking down by myself. There was no one in the street, and I was walking down the sidewalk. So say this is the sidewalk. I was like walking down like this, and there was a lady outside of a house. She was like right here, and say the house is right here. She's right here, standing here with two dogs, kind of like blocking the sidewalk. And it was weird because there was no one else around us, which was strange because it was like the middle of the day. I guess it was like noon. But so I was walking down the sidewalk. I was going to lunch, and it was weird because it was like after lunch though. So like they were just starting to film, so that's why there was no one around me. I was going to like clean up some wash stations, which you can learn more about what I was doing in my other videos. But yeah, I was walking down the sidewalk, and this lady with two dogs were there, and one was a really, really big dog, maybe like a pit bull. I don't know the dog types, but I should look into that. One was really big and one was really small, and they were both leashed, which is insane. So I was walking towards them, and I was daydreaming, you know, like when you're walking and stuff, you just kind of start thinking. But it was weird because I got in front of them, I had the thought where I was like, oh, should I go around them? Because they're kind of taking up the sidewalk. And I was like, no, it's okay. So I kept walking. And it was so weird. Right when I got up to the dogs, and the woman, I just like stopped. I was like, I wonder how I'm going to go past them. And right when that happened, the big dog turns its eyes, looks at me like dead in the eyes, and I was like, uh-oh. It put its like its paw, but took its like, you know, claws out or whatever, put its paw on my knee, grabbed it, and then like perched itself up, and I was like, oh, it just wants to be petted, it just wants to be licked. And then it just sunk its teeth into the side of my like my muffin top. I don't know what else to call it. But yeah, it did that, and it was such a shock. I was literally did not expect it to happen, that I like pushed the dog off. It got off me, and I looked, and the woman was like looking at me, but she wasn't like emoting. She was just like totally fine. Like looking back, it makes me question if it was really even her dogs. But it was weird. So that happened, and I immediately, like, you know how you have like fight or flight reaction. I just went to flight. I literally turned around. I was like, I'm leaving. I'm running. I'm so shocked. And right when I turned around, guess what happens? The little dog, who watched the big dog take a little bite out of me, was like, now it's my turn. So the little dog literally comes. So I turn to go. The little dog comes and bites the back of my thigh. And it was crazy because the little dog, it's so much smaller, but its bite like went further. Like, it made me bleed. The other big dog, like, it sunk its teeth into me and it has like marks, but it didn't penetrate the skin, but the little dog did. And so I ran away. And it's kind of crazy because when you're on a film set, you have walkies, and I'll talk about this in other videos too, but you have a walkie and you're on a channel, and you're usually, there's a medic on walkie. This is how we communicate, and usually you will go, medic, non-emergency, go to 2, which is like the free channel, you know, if you want to talk in private. And you're supposed to say it's an emergency when it's an emergency, but me being, you know, I'm like, I don't want to bother anyone, but also me being in shock, I go, medic, non-emergency, go to 2. And the medic goes to 2, and they're like, what happened? And I go, oh, I got bit by 2 dogs. He's like, what? It's like, yeah, it's emergency. And but by the time I was saying that, I was already back on set. And I go up to the medic, and he's like, what happened? And I literally pull up my shirt, because at that time I didn't see what happened, right? I just felt it. I was like, I'm fine. I pulled up my shirt, and I had like a bite mark, and then my leg, I had another like bleeding bite mark, and I basically had to, out in the public, I had to like take my pants off and take my shirt off, and I was basically just in my underwear, and all my coworkers are like walking around, and these are like, I was like bottom level, like, and these were like directors and ADs and stuff, and I was wearing like these tiny whitey like yellow pants. It was disgusting. Well, it wasn't disgusting, but it was just like, if I'd known, you know, I would have worn some like cool underwear. I don't know if you have like cool underwear. I have like cool, and then I have like, I should get rid of these, but I still wear them. It was the ones that's like, I still have you, so I'm just gonna wear you, not the cool ones I was wearing. But yeah, I was on Friday, so that happened on Friday, and I went to the ER, not the ER, but like a health center. I got, yeah, like someone took me there. I went there to get rabies shots. I was fine. But yeah, it was really scary, and it was more scary. You know what's crazy? It wasn't scary when it happened. It was scary kind of afterwards, thinking about it, because it was weird. My mind was like, oh, I rationalized, like, that happens. You hear about dog stories. I mean, you're hearing about one now. I don't know if you've ever gotten attacked, but I hope not. But it was weird because I was like, okay, I got attacked. That's fine. It happened. I'm safe. But then, like, literally the next day on Saturday, I didn't leave leave my apartment, and then I like went. There was a park near me, and I would like walk around, and I got so anxious and scared for dogs. I feel like I had like PTSD for a really long time, for like at least a year. And my brother's wife, dog, like during Christmas was with us and tried to like lick my hand, and I just couldn't. I almost cried. It was actually really it was really confusing to me, because I was like, I love dogs and I hope I can get over this, but why is my body doing this, and will I ever be able to, you know, get through this? And my answer to that is I'm through it now, which is great. I still am sensitive towards dogs. It's been 2 years, but I love them. I think that was just my body reacting to that. I still am very cautious with dogs. Don't get me wrong, I'm not really gonna go up to like strange dogs, but if it's giving me good vibes, I'm gonna go pet it, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, so that's how I got bit by 2 dogs. Just some positives about the dog bites is I got to miss work on Friday. I got to go home early. I also kind of got into my first relationship via this dog bite. I know this isn't part of the video, so you can leave if you're not interested, but I'm just gonna ramble a little bit about that real fast. So I got bit on Friday. I stayed home on Saturday, was really depressed. I was new to LA. I'm still new to LA, but I'm 2 years into it now, which I guess isn't new. It feels new still. But yeah, I was really new to LA. I didn't have friends. I was like very lonely, and then I got bit by this dog, and I was like, I can't move. So on Sunday, I forced myself to go on a date, and then that's how I kind of got into my first real relationship with a boy. It was like an exclusive COVID relationship, if you can call it a relationship. I think it was. It just, we never defined things. Um, so yeah, maybe if I never got that dog bite, I wouldn't have met that guy, and I wouldn't have had, that great experience. I mean, it's over, and it kind of ended a little rough, but I'm grateful I had that. So I really am a believer that, bad things happen, but there's always a reason. It's not like you're a bad person or a good person, but there's usually like some good thing that can come out of it, whether it's, you realizing something or something being given your way, or, even think about all the things that like it probably prevented me from. Like, I got bit by the dog. What if I stayed there Friday and like something worse happened? Like I saw a guy get electrocuted on set once, and that was scary. So many bad things can happen, but also so many great ones. So I'm just lucky I'm here now. I'm lucky that I like dogs again, and I'm lucky that you're watching this video. So yeah, I guess if you have ever gotten bitten by a dog or an animal, and you've gotten through it, just let me know, in the comments. That would be really nice. I would kind of like to hear other people's stories about dog bites or cat bites, because I know it's really scary, and I feel really grateful I actually had it as an adult and not as a kid, because as an adult I could like rationalize, like my body, it was really weird that my body was disconnected from my mind. My body was like, I gotta be away from them, and I got really emotional, but my brain was like, Nick, it's like, it's just some type of trauma, you're just, this happens, like dog bites happen and stuff. And yeah, but when you're a kid, like, you can't rationalize with your brain, and you don't have a life experience, you're kind of just like, if that happens, you're like, oh, that's how all dogs are. So I can totally see how it's traumatic. It was traumatic for me as an adult. So yeah, if you ever gotten, bit by a dog or an animal when you were a kid, let me know in the comments if you can't be around them anymore, or if you've gone past that fear and you like them now. Yeah. And like always, if you can like this video and subscribe, share it with friends and family. I would love to grow this community of really open-minded people and just sharing our stories. And yeah, so with that, I say good night or have a great day, and I love you, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you at the next video.